Okay, these are roasted chickpeas that I just made. I'm going to show you how to make them. So these are going to be part of the jar salads that I'm also going to show you how to make. So roasted chickpeas. Start with your can of garbanzo beans. This is just one can that I made. Sometimes I make a double recipe because I used to make these jar salads all the time. I ate them every day for like months. All right, so I'm draining my chickpeas. Now I like to pour, after I drain out the canned contents, I like to pour cold water over them and then keep draining them till they're, as clean, I guess, as possible. And then I take a dish towel and roll up the dish, just put out the dish towel, let me move my bowl. And then I just pour them all on the dish towel and dry them. And just kind of blot them around, I pick them up, I dry them all out like that. So I can. My grandma's big mixing bowl once again. So we'll put those in there. Now, this is too big of a bowl, but like me, I like to have a lot of room, so I don't, if I make a mess, it doesn't matter. All right, then you drizzle them with olive oil. So drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. That looked like about enough. And I take my big spoon and I coat them. Make sure they're coated with the olive oil. Then I choose my seasoning. Now, the ones I just made, I used my garlic and chili pepper spices mix, and I think it's going to be really good. But these, I'm going to try this Chile Verde rub seasoning. So just liberally, however spicy you want them, put that in there. I added salt to my last ones, just a little bit of salt. Don't think I need much. I think the spices probably cover it. So then you coat them with the spices and all of that. So that's a pretty light colored spice, but they're pretty coated. So then you get your baking tray and pour them out in a single layer on your baking tray. Now, then you bake these at 425 degrees for like 25 minutes. What I do is I put them on for like 12 minutes and take them out and shake them around, then put them back in. Now, I didn't make this up. This was a recipe I found on the internet or somebody sent to me in a video. It also says then after, broil them for 2 minutes. I forgot to do that this time, but the batch I did. But you bake them for 25 minutes and 425. Broil them for the last 2 minutes. Now, I've also tried these air fried, and that works well. I like them crunchy, and the air fryer makes them crunchier. So that's how you make your roasted chickpeas. And then the ones I just made, I'm going to use from a jar salad. Like I said, these are the ones I just made, and these are good texture. Some of them, these aren't super crunchy. Because I forgot to broil them for the last 2 minutes. I haven't made this in a while. Anyways, let me move my big bowl. Now it's time to make the jar salads. All right, these are really convenient because if you like to pre-make meals to just grab and go, these are great. I use the size of a ball canning jar for mine. These are like for one serving. I'm just going to make 2. Usually I used to make them like 4 at a time. So, first thing, you put olive oil. I just like to coat maybe the bottom of the jar, about that much. Now, in the original recipe, you put lemon juice in like tablespoon. Seems like a lot, but some lemon juice. And it's good. Don't get me wrong. I did that for a long time. It almost makes it like, oil and vinegar. I just got tired of it, so I tried some. I just went to the olive oil. But you can put lemon juice in it, too. That'll make it like a tangier, zestier, if you will. All right, then you know me. I like my imitation bacon bits. I like the flavor of bacon without actually eating bacon. So let me throw those in there, just a little tiny bit for my bacon flavor. And I'm almost done with it, my Mediterranean citrus spice blend from Home Goods. Just eyeball that a little bit, maybe a little more. That. to take my golden chopstick and I just stir those up a little bit. So that's your olive oil, lemon juice if you want, spices. I mean, you can do it however you want. This is how I like to do it. All right, so then, try to remember what layer comes first. Okay, we're going to start with the cucumbers. I already diced up my cucumbers. I don't know if diced they are, but chopped. So then I just put, since I'm doing two, I put two. I'm just gonna divide these cucumbers up evenly between the two jars. So there. And I think I have enough. Yeah, this is enough. These are all from my garden. The cucumbers are. And the tomatoes. Since all I have are cherry tomatoes, I cut up all my cherry tomatoes for the purpose of these jar salads. So I'm going to split, here's my tomatoes if you want to see them. I'm going to split them up, half in this jar, half in this jar. Oh, that's looking pretty. All right, let me show you what I got going for. Okay, I'm going to move some of these tomatoes over here. All right, now the next thing is onions. I don't go super generous on the onions because I don't like to taste onions for days afterwards, so I'm going to just put a little bit of layer onions in both of those. And then, for a little extra protein, a little extra texture, this is quinoa. I had just enough left to make, but I used to make this like all the time for these jar salads. So put about a scoop of quinoa. I think I'm saying that correctly. It looks like quinoa, but I think you say quinoa the right way. All right, so I'm going to pat that down because I'm actually getting some nice full jars, and I might not have to put my filler. Okay, then let's show you one of these, and then your quinoa, then your roasted chickpeas right here. Top of quinoa. Obviously, you can layer these however you want. And then that goes like that. And then the last layer is cilantro. And this is cilantro from my garden. This is what got me hooked on cilantro. I started making these jar salads, and I was making them before summer. So then when we planted a garden, I said I wanted to plant cilantro because I was hooked on cilantro by then. So then top it off with a little cilantro, and then here we go, just like that. And then you put your lid on there. And isn't it beautiful? Little layers, it makes them so pretty. And delicious and nutritious looking. So that's my jar salads. And I just stick these in the refrigerator until I'm ready to eat them. And I mean, I guess you can eat them out of the jar if you want. I usually pour them out into a bowl. But so roasted chickpeas, very flavorful, nice texture for your salad, extra added protein, and just chopped vegetables and a little bit of olive oil. And those are delicious. Oh, and I'm making another loaf of bread. I found ground flaxseed. So it's almost like flaxseed flour. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of white flour. Instead I'm using, it's almost half chia seeds, half ground flax, and then a generous amount of everything bagel seasoning. So I'll let you know on my video next time how that bread turns out. But I hope you like if you want to try jar salads. I mean, they're very convenient, very delicious, and they help you stay lean. See you later.